A reminder of your kitten.
Yes.
Cute little kitten.
My husband said to me that I couldn't pay a kitten basically fair rate, so that's why you come alone.
I don't think Teresa's joined yet. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Oh, I see you called me a couple minutes ago. I'm sorry I missed the call.
No, it's fine. I have completed my chapter 4 exercises.
Oh, very good. Well, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to show a few videos at the start, similar to what I've done the other times. And if
Okay.
you've gone through the book, it's probably going to be pretty similar to what you saw there. Some basic things about the basic formulas, then a little bit about functions.
Okay.
I know this is probably still pretty elementary for you, I'm guessing. Oops.
Remember using formulas to calculate math problems in school, like 2 plus 2 equals 4, or 2 pizzas times $10 equals $20? You can use these same formulas to work with numerical data in your spreadsheets, just like you would use a calculator. Excel uses standard operators for math equations, like a plus sign for addition, a minus sign for subtraction, an asterisk for multiplication, a forward slash for division, and a caret for exponents. You're probably used to seeing equations like 5 plus 5 equals, but in Excel, the equal sign comes first. That's because the cell itself contains, or is equal to, the formula and its value.
I'm starting a little bit.
Let's start off with a simple addition formula.
See you soon.
We're going to calculate the total budget for June and July. However, instead of entering these numbers, in other words, 1,200 plus 1,500, we're going to use cell references. Here's how it works. First, select the cell where you want the total to appear. Then type an equal sign, which is how you always start a formula. Next, type the addresses of the cells you want to add. In this example, D10 plus D11. Notice how the cells you entered are actually highlighted in your worksheet, so you can easily confirm the contents of your formula. When you're ready, press Enter on your keyboard, and Excel will display the answer. Now, you may be wondering why we used cell references instead of numbers. It's because they give you the ability to change your original values without having to retype your formula. Excel automatically recalculates the answer, so it's always up to date. For that reason, you should try to use cell references whenever you can. To edit your formula, all you have to do is double-click the cell. If you make a mistake or change your mind, you can press Escape on your keyboard, and it'll go back to the way it was. Let's try another example, this time with multiplication. I want to calculate the total price for plastic silverware, so we'll need to multiply B4 by C4. Once again, start by typing an equal sign. But instead of entering the addresses manually, we're going to use something called the point and click method. Just click the cell you want, and the address instantly appears in your formula. Most people find this much easier than typing out the cell addresses by hand. When you're done, press Enter, and the answer appears. Finally, I want to show you a quick way to add a formula to several cells at once, specifically these 3 cells. Instead of retyping the formula above, we're just going to select the first cell, then locate the fill handle in the bottom right corner. Click and drag the handle down, and when you let go, the formula appears automatically in all 3 cells. Now we can see the total cost for each item. This is a great shortcut for duplicating formulas if you plan to use the same one more than once. Formulas really are one of the most powerful and convenient features in Excel. Now that you know how to use them, they can help you calculate all kinds of useful data.
That's pretty straightforward, I think. Probably too elementary for you, I'm guessing.
Yes. Because we are doing the exercises on geometrics, and that is more harder than that.
Yeah, geometrics is it's better, I think. But some of these, actually, I don't think Teresa's going to join us. It's too bad because I know she's not quite as far along. She's less familiar with some of these things, so maybe I'll meet with her in a separate time.
Okay.
We've got a couple more videos, and then we'll jump into geometrics. I see the machine in front of me that you're already ready to go with geometrics.
Yeah, I just opened that and I wanted to finish that resume test one, but I hadn't get a chance to do that, so that's why.
Okay.
Goodwill Community Foundation, creating opportunities for a better life.
You may already have some experience creating simple formulas that have only one type of operation. But sometimes you have to create more complex formulas that do have more than one operator. For example, addition and multiplication. To do this correctly, you'll need to understand how Excel is calculating the answer. When solving formulas, Excel uses a set of rules called the order of operations, which you might remember from math class. The order of operations determines the order in which the formula will be calculated, so you know exactly how to write it out. The first thing that's calculated are any equations in parentheses. Then, if you have any exponents, you'll calculate those. Next is multiplication and division. And finally, addition and subtraction. Excel knows to use the order of operations whenever it calculates a complex formula. It's important that you remember it so you can create formulas that'll give you the correct answer. To remember the order, you can just use the acronym PEMDAS. Or to make it even easier, remember the phrase, "Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally." Let's take a closer look at some examples. In this formula, 5 plus 2 is in parentheses, so we'll calculate that first to get 7, and then we can just multiply 3 times 7 to get 21. This formula contains an exponent, 3 to the power of 2. We'll need to calculate that first, and then we can do the addition. If you have multiplication or division, that'll come next. Here we multiply 2 times 4 to get 8, and 9 minus 8 equals 1. Now multiplication and division are considered to be on the same level. That means if you have both of them in your formula, they're calculated from left to right. In this example, we'll do the division first, and then the multiplication. If we wanted the multiplication to happen first, we could just put it in parentheses, or we could rearrange the formula so the multiplication was on the left. Finally, we have addition and subtraction. Just like multiplication and division, these are on the same level, so we'll calculate them from left to right. Okay, now let's put them all together. This formula may look really complicated, but we're just going to go step by step through the order of operations, and you'll see that it's really not that bad. We'll start with the parentheses. We'll calculate each of these to get 2 and 3. And as you can see, the formula is already starting to look a bit simpler. Next, we'll look to see if there are any exponents in this formula. There is one, 2 to the second power. When we calculate it, it becomes 4. Next, we'll do the multiplication and division, going from left to right. And now all that's left is addition. And that gives us our answer, which is 8.75. And that's the same answer Excel would give you if you entered that formula in your worksheet. Now I'm going to show you why it's so important that you follow the order of operations every time. If you don't, your formulas won't give you the correct answer. In this example, I'd like to add these 3 values and find out how much the sales tax will be. I'll start by typing the equal sign, which is how you always start a formula. Then I'll calculate D3 plus D4 plus D5. Next, I'll multiply by 0.075, which is the tax rate at 7.5%. Now, this may look like it's going to give us the correct answer, but it's not. That's because we didn't follow the order of operations. Remember, multiplication comes before addition, so Excel is going to multiply D5 by 0.075 first. Then it'll add D3 and D4, which isn't what we want. We want these 3 values to be added first. So to do that, we just need to put them in parentheses. Parentheses are often the best way of controlling which parts of the formula are calculated first. And when this formula is calculated, we can see that the answer is $20.56. Writing complex formulas really isn't that difficult once you know how they work. Just remember to use the order of operations and you'll get the correct answer every time.
I don't think I learned PEMDAS or order of operations when I was young, but
I really like this video.
Yeah. Please forgive my dear Aunt Sally. I like that.
Yeah.
But it makes sense. I think I knew that somehow, probably intuitively, just because that's the way we work things.
Mm-hmm. But usually, for their example, they add plus 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 with the cells. but we actually do the sum formula, sum and select all three rows together,
Yeah, which is
then multiply by anything.
right. And that's what they'll actually do probably when I get to functions. But when they're just working with formulas, they just, added those three numbers up. Yeah, I would use the auto sum probably as well.
Yeah.
A couple more, a little bit about relative and absolute values, and one about functions.
Google Community Foundation, creating opportunities for a better life.
There are two main types of cell references in Excel, relative and absolute. Both behave differently when copied to other cells, either as part of a formula or a function. Relative references are the default, and probably the type you're going to use for most of your formulas. In this example, I need to know the total cost of each menu item on the invoice. To do this, I'll need to multiply the values in these two cells. I'll just enter my formula here. Start by typing the equal sign, and then the formula will be B4 times D4. When you're done, press Enter on your keyboard. Now if I use the fill handle to copy this formula to all of these cells, we can double-click each copy and see that the cell references have changed automatically. So we have B5, B6, B7, and so on. That's because these are relative references. In other words, when Excel looks at our original formula, what it actually sees is the location of the cells relative to the location of the formula. That means in this case, it's looking at the two cells to the left of our current location, and those just happen to be B4 and C4. Each copy is also looking at the two cells to the left of the formula. This technique is useful because it means we can copy the formula as we did here, and the cell references will sort of move along with it. The references don't even have to be in the same row. They can be anywhere in the sheet. There may be times when you don't want the cell references to change. Take this version of the invoice. I've added a column where we can list the sales tax for each item. We should be able to enter our formula here, then copy it to the rest of the list. To get started, I'm going to enter B4 times C4 in parentheses. Then I'm going to multiply by cell E2, which contains our tax rate at 7.5%, which is the same as 0.075. Next, I'll use the fill handle to copy the formula to the rest of these cells. But wait, that doesn't look right at all. It's even affecting the formula to the rest of the worksheet. The first copy of our formula is correct because it's multiplying by E2, which contains our tax rate. But as we go down the list, we can see that the reference is moving in relation to the cells, which isn't what we want. We want it to stay frozen on E2 for each copy of the formula. And for that, we'll need to use an absolute reference. Absolute references have a $sign placed before the column, row, or both to keep them from changing when you copy the formula to another cell. To keep the column and the row from changing, place a $sign in front of both. To keep only the row from changing, place a $sign in front of the row only. To keep only the column from changing, place a $sign in front of the column. Most of the time, you'll be using the first type of absolute reference, the one where there's a $sign before the column and the row. Let's go back to our example and add $signs before the column and the row to make E2 an absolute reference. Now if we copy the formula to the rest of this list, the errors go away and we're left with the correct sales tax for each item. The relative reference is different in each cell, but the E2 reference, our absolute reference, stays the same. Finally, I'd like to show you how to create cell references across different worksheets in the same workbook. This can be useful if you want to create a formula on one worksheet that references a value from another. It works the same as a normal reference. You just have to include the name of the worksheet along with the cell address. So to get started, figure out what cell you want to use, then take note of its location. In this example, we're going to use cell E14 on the worksheet menu order. Next, switch to the worksheet where you want to use the reference. As you can see, I already have a formula that's calculating the total of all these services. I just need to add the total for the menu order in this cell here. To reference the cell, type the name of the worksheet first, then an exclamation point, and finally the cell address. If the worksheet name includes a space, like in this example, you'll need to add single quotation marks around the name. When you're done, press Enter, and Excel will pull the value from the other worksheet. That means if cell E14 ever changes on the menu order worksheet, it'll be updated here too. Mastering cell references is the key to creating formulas that work for you and your data. Now you know how to use relative references, absolute references, and references across multiple worksheets.
I think it's funny. I would not do what she did and type in that.
Same here.
Really.
I just go to that sheet and click.
Yeah, so that was just going to show you that and see if this example is the same. Yeah, it's this one. So what I would have done was just an equal sign. Then I would have gone and pointed and clicked on that one and just brought that in. Oops, didn't work.
You have to enable
Oh, I
that.
got to enable it. That's why. Yeah, enable equals 537. Boom.
Yeah. But we don't remember the formula what they use that. That is why might be they make us understand to learn the formula.
Yeah. Now here they use the function on this one. They use the sum function on this one.
Yeah.
I thought it was a nice example too for the absolute values because I know I used to just call it locking in a cell, I think, but it's the same thing as absolute values, I guess.
Yeah, and for me, I used to say the constant. I have to make that cell constant, so I write it down the dollar sign.
Okay. I'm just doing a little bit about what they did there. Now, one thing that she didn't do that I thought she might do, since this is Excel 2016, I don't need to drag it down. I can just get the plus bar and double click, and it carries it through. Let's see, what else do they have? They got another one, but it's a simple one. Yeah, somewhat similar. So I'm not going to save that. And one more, which is going to be the introduction to functions, which I think you probably use mostly anyway. Let's give kind of the
Community Foundation,
foundation view of it.
Functions are a great time-saving option for calculating data in your worksheet. They can be used in place of formulas when a formula would be too long or just too complicated to write out manually. To access the function library, go to the Formulas tab on the ribbon. Here you'll find hundreds of functions to choose from. They've all been organized into categories to make them easier to find. For example, under Financial, you'll find functions that deal with things like interest and monthly payments. Under Text, you can perform text manipulations, like converting lowercase to uppercase, replacing text, and more. Date and Time includes functions that return the current date, time, day of the week, and other useful data. Some of the most common functions are pretty simple though, like sum and average. You can access these using the drop-down arrow under AutoSum. In this example, I'd like to add these 10 cells to calculate the total. If I tried to create a formula for that, I'd have to add each cell individually. Not only would that be tedious, it would also make the formula really long, especially if I had, say, 100 cells that I wanted to add. So instead of creating a formula, I'm going to use a function. First, select the cell where you want the answer to appear. Then choose a function. In our case, we'll open the AutoSum menu, and then choose Sum. Now Excel has inserted the function and also selected the cells that are being added together. If it selects the wrong cells, you can always change that by dragging the corner handles here. When you're done, press Enter on your keyboard, and the answer will appear. Let's look at this function in a little more detail. Just like formulas, functions always start with an equal sign. But you may have noticed that there are no mathematical operators, such as addition or subtraction, like you would normally see in a formula. Instead, functions use a specific syntax that includes the name of the function, followed by one or more arguments in parentheses. The arguments tell the function which cells or numbers to use when calculating the result. In this example, we only have one argument, even though there are two different cell references. This is called a range of cells, or a cell range. A cell range is represented by two different cell references with a colon in between. In this case, the range consists of all the cells between D3 and D12. If you want to use more than one argument, you'll need to separate each one with a comma. Let's try a different function now. In this example, we have a column for the date that each item was ordered and the date that it was received. What I'd like to know is how many business days it took for each item to be delivered. First, select the cell where you want the function to go. Then choose a function if you know what category it's in. If you don't, you can try searching for it instead. Just click the Insert Function command on the far left of the ribbon. Searching for functions can be tricky, but for more experienced users, this can be an extremely useful tool. Just type a description of the function you're looking for. I'm looking for something that'll count the number of days that have elapsed, so I'll type count days and then press enter. We've gotten a lot of different results here. To learn more about a function, just click the name, and a description will appear below. The function called net workdays returns the number of workdays between 2 days, and that's exactly what we want. So I'm just going to click OK, and another dialog box will appear. There will be separate fields for each argument in the function. This function has up to 3 arguments: start date, end date, and holidays. When you click a field, you'll see a description of it below. And if you need more help, you can click the link that says Help on this function. For the start date, I'm going to select cell E3. And for the end date, I'll select F3. We know the holidays argument is optional because it's not in bold, so I'm going to leave that one blank. Before you continue, you can check the result of the function here. When you're ready, click OK, and the function will be added to the worksheet. Just like with formulas, you can copy the function using the fill handle here. And now we can see the number of business days it took for each item to be delivered. If you've never used functions before, the syntax may seem a little strange at first. But with some practice, you're bound to get the hang of it, and soon you'll be using your favorite functions over and over.
So a very simple introduction to functions there.
Mm-hmm.
I was just realizing, since you've gone through the chapter 4 practice sets, you did that multiplication table by 1 to 20.
Yes.
Yeah. For new students, that's kind of fun because they don't quite get the relative and absolute.
And for this formula, she just used that for the date. I want to share you that for when my wedding was planned, so I used that formula to calculate how many days are left.
Oh, wow. That's great. So you're counting down to your wedding, huh?
Yeah.
Nice. Well, you're married then, so congratulations. I'm glad to know you're married.
Yes, 4 years.
Oh, very good.
In February, it turns 5, and it's the same date my son born, so his birthday and my anniversary.
Oh, that's nice. You can celebrate 2 things at the
Yes.
same day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I've been married a little bit longer. 42 years.
Wow. Congratulations.
Oh, thanks.
Golden Jubilee is near.
Yeah, my wife is an Anglophile. She likes everything English. And the Queen and Prince just celebrated their 70th wedding anniversary.
Oh, okay.
I think Prince Philip is something like 91 or something like that. 70th. They said that, the golden anniversaries, I've heard of that, silver, but they said that might be platinum, I think.
Okay.
But I'm quite impressed. First off, that a queen would live that long, but also that they still like each other and are still happy together.
That's good.
Yeah. Seems like that would be an easy life in a way, but it's not, because they're always traveling and going to, functions and talking to people and everything. It'd be
Mm.
a little too busy for me. It'd be better than when they were warriors and had to fight wars and stuff.
So when is your anniversary?
September 27th.
Okay.
Okay, well now we're going to get into geometrics. And I set up a new test that deals with formulas and functions some.
So I will basically complete that resume test, right?
Well,
Later
no, let's work together on the new test. You can work on the resume one later. So down the list a little bit, you'll see Excel 2016-4 form operations with formulas and functions. It's got 41 questions, so I imagine we'll get through it pretty quickly, and then if you want to work on the other one, you can, or I'd like to show you, I don't know if you were interested in all going for the Microsoft certification, or if you're just getting more familiar with this.
it's good if I can do the certification.
Oh, okay. So we'll work with one of the exams that's more like the certification test after this then.
Okay.
Since you know AutoSum, you probably know what to do with this one.
Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, sorry, I suddenly the lights on.
Yeah, no problem. If you need to clean or anything, it's fine.
I think I have it out already, I didn't remember about the lights. I was supposed to do the lights.
Yeah. Thanks. Cleaning lady wanted to turn off the lights. Have you used concatenate much?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I think I use it, but I don't remember it.
And you type in things. I must say, I'm more of a point and clicker. I wouldn't type that much.
Oh. Only this, right?
I think it might be reversed. They wanted B4 and then A4.
Oh.
And with a space in there.
I don't know why I write every time.
Oh,
Again, it's wrong.
well, that's fine if you want. You seem pretty good at it, so that's fine. I just became such a mouser. I don't use the keyboard very much.
No, it's fine.
Oh, okay. Now the wording on this one's kind of funny, but they want us to not just do the average function. They want us to sum it up first and then divide it by 3. So they want us to use the sum, AutoSum first, basically, and then take that and divide it by 3. So they're just making us do it a little different way.
So
Average
he's saying that sum.
Yeah, just doing the sum and then dividing by 3, rather than using the average function. I think it's going to come out to be something like 2.66666.
Taking the whole.
Yeah. They'll have us copied down in one of the later ones, I think.
What I have to write?
I think this is one where basically they want one cell reference. So the if statement would be, is D4 greater than 2,500? And then the true would be 1 and the false would be 0.
So we don't have to select D4 to D33.
D4, no, yeah, just one at a time, then we can copy this formula down, or function down. So the logical test is D4 greater than 2,500.
1, otherwise 0. Okay, we have to copy the.
Yeah. This is just a copy and paste, basically.
Copy paste or A7?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of another question. No, this I did the wrong one. Yes. Emil Emilson. This is sort of funny. Usually I have maybe 1 or 2 Microsoft classes, but right now, concurrently, I'm actually teaching 5 different classes on different days, and we're all at slightly different places in the schedule. I'm seeing the same things over and over and over, so that's why sometimes I jump to another question. Since we've been doing these practices over and over, when you call up the function, most of the time the recent functions will have the list of things that we've been using.
Yes. What I have to do? Exceed the number.
Count if, so the range would be that B6 to B15,
And in criteria?
greater than 5,000. And I think the number is something like 7.
Yeah.
You may recall this from one of the earlier exercises, but they made a named range called Fiction 12, so we're putting that in the auto sum.
So he's saying sum of the fiction 12. So I have to write sum before that?
Yeah, it'd be just like the auto sum, but in the parentheses, then you just have the Fiction 12. This one's a little bit funny. They actually, I think you can do it 2 or 3 different ways, but they actually want it one way, so we may get it wrong the first time. Basically, what they're doing is multiplying the annual sales from the previous year by 1 plus 20% or 120%.
So annual sale, we have to go to that total number 297, right?
Right.
Then annual sale multiplied by 1 plus growth value in the total. Into the formula that consists of sum. So an annual sale in the quarterly sales enter the formula consists of multiplied by 1 plus growth value. I couldn't understand this.
So what I did was I started with an equals, then annual sales F16 times, and then in parentheses I had 1 plus the quarterly sales B3, that 20% item, and then close the parentheses. If you want to take a look at mine, perhaps you can see what I got here.
Yeah, I'm looking at. So the question said that multiply by plus 1 plus the growth. Okay. So there is 20 plus growth, so it means now 21% growth answer.
Yeah, so it was 120% of the previous number. The other one was what, 297,000, and now it's 356,000. They didn't put dollars in there, but.
It's 1 multiplied by.
Now in parentheses, I had 1 plus the quarterly sales B3, that 20%. So it's basically multiplying by 120%. But they want us to use that cell B3.
No, couldn't get it.
Can you see mine?
One plus quarterly sales.
I made
So I
this
have to
little-
write that quarterly sales by
Actually,
my.
you don't have to. When I just pointed and clicked on it, it put quarterly sales B3 when I pointed to that.
Because when I'm doing that, it says B3, not quarterly sales.
You already have the annual sales F16 in there?
Yes.
Oh. Well, if it's happy with B3, that's fine. Mine put the quarterly sales name in there too, just so I
See,
could.
it says B3.
Oh, okay. So do you have 1 plus B3?
Yes, 1 plus B3. And
Okay.
answer is same 3, 5.
356.
Yeah.
Okay.
But there is no dollar sign value.
No, I know there wasn't in mine either. I just added it in just so I could see what it would look like.
Okay.
Just the number didn't look as good as being in dollars.
So in event total, what is the total of the event?
These are named ranges again. So what I did was just equals and then started typing event total. And pretty soon I had the short list of named ranges. And I just double clicked on the right one and then hit enter. And the same thing for the other two. Looks good. got the average one wrong. I must have missed some cells. This one's a little more interesting. It's actually correcting that formula in column D, which isn't right now. They want to know the percentage difference between 2010 and 2011.
So it says the combined sales worksheet, correct the formula in the cell range D3 till D7. Calculate the percentage of change from sale to. So we have to minus and then what we have to do?
Okay, so we want the difference between the 2011 and 2010 sales. Then we want to divide that by,
2011.
yeah, I think so. No, that's not right. Oh, I know what it is. We've got to put parentheses around that first part.
Where?
We want to subtract 2011 from 2010.
Mm.
It currently didn't have a did it have a parentheses? I don't know. I've made some changes now, so I'm not sure. Yeah, I did the same thing. I pulled up the help just to see how they were saying to do it. First one ends up being a negative 63%. The next one, the others will be up and down. Some are positive, some are negative.
So basically, in change of percentage, basically, we have to minus the current year in the previous year, then divide it by the previous year.
Yeah.
Okay.
We had to put the first subtraction in parentheses, which I think you did.
Yeah, and basically divided by the previous year, not the current year.
Right. I think they're just having us add the column here, not do anything with it. So they were just typing in percent total next to the sales in row 2. The column did F.
Add a new column with the percent total between the change and the sales column.
This is funny because I was put it in the middle of the other one. Now this time they're just having us leave it on the end.
How can we do that? Equals to?
So it's going to be the 21,000 divided by that 612,000. This is a case where we're going to need that absolute value in there for the 612,000. You also have to change it to percents if it wasn't already. Mine was in cents or something, I think.
Ah.
Oh, interesting. Supposed to have words in there. We got numbers.
I don't get it.
So basically, I think what we need is, we're summing up all the costs, or we're summing up all the profit or sales, subtracting the costs. And if that's greater than zero, we're saying it's profitable. And if not, it's marginal.
Okay, so what we have to do?
If I can make mine a little bit bigger. So they had the right sum ranges in there. One was pulling the sales from D, F, G, and H, or D, F, H, and J. And then the other sum was pulling the costs from C, E, G, and I.
So we have to move this to the first line.
Yeah, and basically we need the difference of those two. And my if statement really is, if it's greater than zero, then the true statement will be profitable. And if it's not true, it's going to be marginal. Most of them are profitable. There's one or two that are marginal, I think, by their definition. It's just greater than zero. That's not much of a profit.
Okay. So everything is profitable, not a marginal.
My line 12 was marginal,
Well,
and my line 22 is marginal.
everything is profitable. I think I did something wrong.
Or I did. I haven't checked to see if I got the right answer.
What I have to do? I don't know.
So here's my if statement. I had if, and then the sum of D3, F3, H3, J3, and close parentheses, minus the sum of C3, E3, G3, I3, greater than zero. So that was my if statement.
Okay, greater than zero.
Yeah.
Oh, here you go. That is too tough.
Yeah. It's too much pulling from here and here and here and here rather than, but they've got, each quarter split up by cost and sales. So yeah, it's a little more complex. Oops, I got it wrong.
Mine as well. Oh.
Oh, they use greater than or equal to. Okay. Oh, I see what they did.
What he's saying, I don't know.
They did a greater than or equal to sign between the two, not a subtraction like I did.
Greater than and equal to.
Greater than or equal to the sum of the costs. I did it a different way. Probably got the same answer, but not quite the way they did it.
So I have to write if sum D3, F3, H3, J3, parenthesis close, then greater than.
Greater than or equal, so both the greater than sign and the equal sign.
Then
And
I
then,
have to move this statement up, right?
right, yeah, the sum, move the sum of the C3, E3, etc.
Etc. Then in the true, I have to write profitable.
Profitable. And then marginal. You can either cut and paste them. I had to work with the parentheses and the comma in there to make them correct. Or the quotes. And I think there's only a couple that are marginal.
Yes.
Let's see if we got it. Oh, I got it wrong again. Well, I think we got the concept. I don't know if we need to retry it again. You want to retry it?
I don't know.
All right, one more time. Then if it still says we're wrong, then we'll just assume that this is wrong. I think we did exactly what they asked us to do.
Oh, mine is good.
All right, yay.
Actually, they ask us to do only greater than sign, not equal to sign in the formula bar.
Oh, really?
Yes. If you retry,
Okay, yeah, because I got it wrong in, but I have both of them in there, so that's probably why.
yeah. So if you go that, so the comma, no, we don't have to basically look into that. No, close that box, uh, close that box.
Oh, close the argument?
Yeah. And here is the formula bar, right? There is the comma. So you
Yeah.
have to replace comma with the greater than sign.
Okay.
And profitable, uh, inverted commas, and in marginal, there is the inverted commas. That's it.
Okay. Same result again, a different way to get there.
Yeah.
I think. Okay.
And you will do next.
All right. Yay. Got it right. I've only done that about 10 or 15 times. Commission rates.
What I have to do now?
We need to pull in that those commission rates. So this is going to be, let's see, what do they say?
First, it says define the name bonus.
Yeah, define the name bonus, and then we're adding bonus pay, we're there. And then they want us to calculate the bonus amount for each representative. So that's going to be pulling information from that bonus worksheet, or the named range we set up. Oh, it's going to be a VLOOKUP. Oh, okay. I'm just reading the instructions on it.
Uh.
So VLOOKUP, something I didn't use too much, but a little bit familiar with it now.
VLOOKUP of what?
We're looking at the function called VLOOKUP. Oh, there's more instructions, by the way, in that instruction box. There's a scroll down arrow on it. I just realized that. So I got something like 0, 1,000, 2,500, and 2 5,000s.
Yes. So what they asked us actually.
What they're doing there is from that defined name range that we set up, which was for the bonus section. At various levels, they'll get either 0 bonus or what was it? Yeah, combined sales there. You can see the percentage that they would get there at certain levels.
And what is this 3 at the end?
The 3 in VLOOKUP is talking about which column we pull from.
Okay,
So
third
pulling
column.
from the
Got it.
third column there. So I think that's going to be correct.
Yes. But it's hard to remember those formulas because the narrations questions are too complicated.
Yeah, yeah. That was not an easy one. And they didn't give us, and they actually told us just to calculate it too. They didn't give us, in the question, they didn't give us very specific directions there.
This what we have to do.
I think in the summary worksheet, what they're having us do is add up the total for each quarter for each year of each item.
Each item. So we have to.
And total is, oh, I got it wrong too, because I did what I would normally do, which was B3 plus C3. But they wanted a sum in there.
Yeah, 2009 and 2010, right?
Yeah. And they want us to copy that formula across everything. Oh, I still got it wrong. Yeah. Huh. Yeah, that was one that they wanted one special way. I just copied the formula. It didn't like that. When I dragged it down, it liked it, even though it changed the formatting of the cells.
So in 38, average F formula to calculate the average amount of the drop type is general.
I think what it's asking is, with the average if,
Hmm.
the first range will be that column B, like B4 to B25. The criteria is we're looking for word general,
Yes.
and then the average range will be from that C column. So C4 to C25, I think.
So it means that do the average of the general and breakfast with the amount.
So it's, we've got general, gourmet, and breakfast as the different items in there, but it's only going to pull in the general ones for this average.
Oh.
I got 28 and a half. Is that what you have?
28 and a half.
Yeah. I think that's right.
Mhm.
Oh, good. I had to look this one up. It's going to be a function called left.
Left.
We want to bring in, what, 3 characters? So on that first one, it's just going to bring in the word G or GEN. I don't know if
Yeah.
he wants to copy it down or not.
So it's asking to copy it.
It didn't say to, I just did it, but probably isn't necessary. Although it said it was right for me, so I guess it was okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
So in that we have to do B2 first, then A2, right?
Yeah. They wanted the space between them again too, yeah. Somewhat similar to that one we had earlier with Cain and Abel.
Hmm. So we have to drag all.
No, they didn't tell us to, so I think we can just do the one and be happy with that. And
Finally.
we're done.
Yes.
So we can submit. Next. I missed one because I didn't go back and fix it, but it's all right. All right, would you like to take a little break? We haven't had a break yet.
Okay, so I'll take a 15 minutes break if you don't mind.
All right, that's fine.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, now you lock it there.
I will lock it.
Safe lock, sorry.
No problem, thank you.
I'm back.
Okay, I'll be right there. Okay, I'm back over.
Okay.
It's funny, I went out of the office and the cleaning lady had been here earlier and I think she took off my unlock as I got back from the washroom and the door was locked.
Oh my God.
It worked out all right. I figured she was probably cleaning on another floor. So we're on the 9th floor. I went up to the 10th and then down to the 8th and 7th and 6th. I found her on the 3rd floor.
Oh.
She let me back in. I could have gone to security, but I thought, cleaning lady's probably nearby. And she was. Okay, so we're going to take a new test in Excel and in training. We're going to do the one at the top of the list. The Core Practice Exam 1 training.
We did this last time.
Oh, did we do that?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, well, now we've already done that. Well, I could give you a little more experience with that. Why don't we do let me go back and do the second one then, which will be similar. There'll be 35 questions. Let's see. I can't get back home.
Oh, there is the icon drop down. This one, the bottom one.
I'm sorry, I'm ready now. The second one, the Core Exam 2 training.
Okay.
And it'll be a mix of questions, but it's going to be set up a similar fashion to that other one. It'll have 7 different projects with 5 questions on each.
Oh. What I have to do, I don't know.
I'm not sure either. Navigate the cell range newest titles. There must be something called newest titles. I'm going to go to the formulas bar and look at name manager. So at the top, I went to the formulas bar, tab, I mean, and name manager is about the middle of that.
Okay.
And you'll find newest titles actually in the top of that list. So we double click on that. Basically, I double clicked on the arrow on the bottom right, and it's going to be rows 17, 18, and 19, I think.
So what we have to do?
It said delete the contents, but retain all of their cells. So we're going to clear the contents of those cells. That's strange. It's not letting me do it.
Then?
Is yours deleting? Are you able to delete them?
Yeah. And after that?
Let me go to task 2, but mine's not letting me clear them for some reason. Oh, I know. I probably have to go back in the name manager and do it there. Yeah, just delete it. Okay, so we can mark that complete and then go to task 2.
So still it's 18, 19 in my, I don't know.
Oh, what I was able to do is I went in the name manager and deleted that named range.
So first I have to go formula.
Formulas, name manager, and with it highlighted, you can delete it.
From top?
Yeah. And then it'll allow you to actually remove the contents.
No.
Yeah.
I don't know what I did.
Now you can go to 17, 18, and 19 and clear them, I think.
Manually?
Yeah, the delete key or anything you want to use. I think that's what they're asking us to do. This is just the row height of row 2 to 34. I don't even see row 2.
If we did something wrong, so it says to us here or where?
It really won't say, the help button will show us the instructions, but it won't necessarily tell us if we did it right or wrong.
Oh.
Actually, I just read the instructions for it. It doesn't sound like they actually wanted us right click delete. Sounds like they just wanted us to delete the name range. But it said delete the contents though, so that sounds, I don't like that question. I think they're making it funny. The second one doesn't seem too bad. Row height.
Use a function to calculate the average of the review score.
Sounds like that average one we used earlier, average if, I think.
Yeah, then after that, what we have to do? We have to close the parentheses or something.
Let's see, average if, and we're going to be scoring column E, but we need the description coming from column B. So column B has some things
So
in it.
it asks us to do average if.
Yeah, average if, yeah. I guess there's a space between that y cube and the 720.
Yes.
So I got it wrong the first time, but now I think it's working. Except I put it in the wrong place.
It should be in I7.
I7, yeah. I was putting it in 17, thinking it was looking at it too quickly. All right.
In task 4, what we have to do?
I think what they're asking us to do is change it from a table. So if you, let me go back into it. When you're highlighting that table, you'll see that there's a Table Tools Design tab at the top.
Mm.
And if you click on that, there's, in the Tools section, Convert to Range, which will keep the formatting, but gets rid of the table functionality. It just turns it into, still has the fonts and everything in there, but it just changes it into a simple table without the filters or anything.
But in the help, it says something else.
Oh, really? Let me go read it.
It says above the worksheet to the left of the formula bar, click the name box down arrow, select pre-orders.
Oh, okay. I guess I was wrong then. Oh, okay, so they want us to get rid of the named range pre-orders first and then change it by converting it to a range. So once you've cleared the name range for it,
I'm at task 4.
oh, you moved, yeah.
But you are at task 5, I think so. No?
No, I'm on task 4. They wanted us to remove the pre-orders from the named range, but then it also wanted us to use the Table Tools Design tab to convert it to a range. So the filters will go away and it'll just be a simple table.
So we just remove the filter?
Uh,
That's it.
no, well, you can do it that way, I guess, but is it still a table? Yeah, I think it's still a table. On top left on the Table Tools, there's a Convert to Range button. Down a little bit. On the
Convert to range. Okay.
Yeah.
That's it?
Yeah, we basically did the same thing you did by just taking the filter off, I think.
But what it says, select pre-orders.
Wanted us to get rid of the named range called pre-orders.
Okay.
Apparently, from their instructions, they had us do two things.
Task 5. Add a new worksheet named Specials with the tab color blue. Okay. So we have to do summary or save project?
Summary. You know, it's funny, in the actual exam, we had to save project after each one, but here, if you try to save project, it's going to exit you out. So we're done with Game Store. Now we need to go to, what's it, Feed Store, the next one?
So how can we know that we did the right answer or not?
We'll know that when we grade it. It's a little different. And we're doing it in the test mode, so that means we can, you know, use the help button. If we're, I mean, training mode. If we're doing it in the test mode, we wouldn't have the help button, and we wouldn't know until we finished whether we were doing well or not. Also, that clock in the middle of the green bar is adding up. In the test mode, it would be starting out at 50 minutes and timing down.
Yes. So So where is import?
It's going to be under data. And get external data is on the left side, and I think this will actually be called from text.
From text?
Yeah. And we've got to go to the geometrics templates folder. See, there's one in there called new flavors.
Okay. Delimit.
You want to tab delimited, which I think next it already is. Does it have headers?
Yes. Then general or text?
I just hit finish. I didn't go on to the next one.
Oh.
Did it add a bunch of rows, a couple rows?
Yes.
3 rows? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Feed inventory worksheet. Remove the hyperlink functionality, but leave the text in C33. C30.
Oh. There is no option for
Yeah,
hyperlink.
I'm running into that too. I'm going to actually click on the insert link page and see if I can remove it there. Yeah, if you go to the insert page and the hyperlink's over on the right side, it brings up a dialog box.
Where is the hyperlink?
Way over on the right side, almost to the end. It just calls it link though there. Just next to the text. I think you got link next to it.
Hmm.
And then if that's still highlighted, I think there's a remove link in the bottom right corner, I believe.
Okay.
That's strange though that we couldn't just do it the normal way.
Show the existing fencing worksheet located at the home. What we have to do? Show.
Should be able to look at the, yeah, there you go. Mine's kind of stuck right now. It's not unhiding it.
What?
Mine's not unhiding the other worksheet.
Oh,
Oh,
you
go
have
ahead.
to click on homemade pet and right click. It says unhide.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying.
Oh,
I hear you, little one.
where it is?
I hear you, baby.
Yes, he just woke up.
Ah.
You still couldn't get it.
Oh, now I got it.
Oh,
I had to highlight, they ended up highlight, I said select all sheets and then unhide and then it let me do it.
can you please give me 5 minutes? I'll be back.
That's fine, sure.
Thank you. Hello.
Hi.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, no problem. Baby calls.
Yes. So, in task 4, I just did table.
Okay,
So that's fine.
yeah. And task 5 is pretty simple. They just want to resize it a little bit. So it goes from that one range to, was it 019 or something? I think the bottom is all that you need to stretch out.
And 090.
019, I think.
Okay.
It goes H3 to 019.
Mm-hmm.
And that's good for that one.
Then summary, right?
Yep. And we'll go to the next project,
Fudge.
Fudge Store.
How can we do page break?
It's funny, it really doesn't show up unless you do a print preview, but if you go to where they say between Cracker Jack and Raspberry Chocolate, so on line 21, under the page layout section, in the page setup, there's breaks.
So I have to select 20?
I did 21 because it went between Cracker Jack and Raspberry Chocolate. So there's not many things on the second page. There's only about 5 items.
Okay. So we have to close that page layout or no?
I didn't go to page layout, but you can, yeah, I guess you can go back to normal layout. The next one's funny.
So we have to do only average.
Yeah, I guess they're all fudge flavors. I thought maybe there were certain ones that were called fudge, but it looks like they're all. So I think it is just a simple average.
$1.73.
Yeah.
Now I feel hungry. Fudge.
Yeah. Raspberry chocolate sounds interesting. I don't know. I'm glad it's splurge rather than purge, though. Or don't want to purge the chocolate, rather splurge on it.
So we have to add what?
They want us to add the total profit to that chart.
So it's already added.
Is it?
Yeah.
It wasn't in mine, but there was a checkbox in mine that allows me to add it. When I pulled up the select data button, when I selected the chart and went to the chart tools design at the top. Yeah, I
Chart elements.
Actually, I did the chart tools design tab at the top. And then on the right side where it says select data, it had that in there, but it didn't have it checked. So I think just adding the checkbox will include it.
Okay.
And we've got 3 items in each of those
Okay, got it.
categories.
It says locate the table that has the name table 1 and change the name to cost. But I have table 2, not table 1.
In the,
Oh, the next table. Which table?
I'm not sure. I thought it was talking about the cost worksheet too, but it's not, I guess, right?
Yeah, that is table 3.
Ah, no, the cost worksheet is called table 1.
Okay.
So I'm guessing that's the one they want us to change to the word cost,
Hmm.
costs.
Complicated.
And we finished another one.
Mm-hmm.
Would like to stay with the fudge store a little bit longer.
Oh, what I have to do? I don't know what I did.
I got the same thing. So I'm going to try again.
Summary.
Select project has already been graded. How can it be graded? We haven't done it yet.
The selected project is already running. To restart the project, please close the summary page and click the restart project button.
Well, restart will actually, I don't know.
This one is what?
Oh
Computer?
boy. I did the yes on it. It took me back to the very first one. It cleared everything up. No, it didn't.
So we don't have to do fudge store.
And we finished fudge store. We should be
We
able to.
finished feed store.
And we finished fudge store too, I thought.
Okay. I think so. But there is a cross check mark on the fudge store.
Cross check.
Yeah, it says not a green check mark. It says
Yeah. It doesn't turn green for a while. Once we get probably done with this one, it'll turn green on the fudge store. I don't know why. It doesn't do it right away though.
we have to click save or save as.
That's interesting because yeah, we're gonna save, but we're gonna save it as a we're gonna publish it. I'm reading the instructions on that.
So we have to save. But if we save it, it's just save it. It's not rename it.
We're doing a save as.
Where is HTML? I haven't done this. Publish.
No, I haven't either.
I moved to task 5 without doing this. In 5, task 5 is only says to wrap tags, right?
Figure the heading row in the table row 4
So the row
is
4.
wider than the column wrap.
So it means only wrap tags, right?
I think they're actually talking about widening the rows. No, yeah, they are talking about wrap text. Okay, wrap text. Were you able to complete task 4?
Yeah, I just did it. I don't know. I haven't checked the help button.
No, I tried to see what they were saying, but it didn't seem, my computer didn't seem like it was going to let me do anything except save it to the cloud.
I just did basically save as web page and rent prices dot basically web page. That's it.
Uh-huh.
Gmatrix and rent prices. The file name is rent prices
Okay.
and web page. You can hit W. No, and save as a type. There's a web page. Single
Oh, web
file,
page.
yeah.
Yeah, there. Okay.
And file name should be rent prices.
I like that. That seems easier.
And just save it.
You publish.
I just did this way.
Okay. I like that. Enough with the computer rooms. Let's go back to fudge. No, we can't go back to fudge. See, now mine shows fudge store with a green check and computers with a green check. Not sure why.
Old version.
Seems like it eventually shows them that way.
And task C, what we have to do?
Task 3 is asking us to use the subtotals command, which is under data.
Okay, so we have to select all the tables.
I think you have to, yeah, I believe so.
So subtotal. And
And we want it by, add subtotals by price. So it's combining each, or combining those
by
type, I think. Oops. No.
so we have to uncheck the price and click type. Oh, I don't know what to do. Right.
I think it's probably just the opposite. We probably need type at the top and price at the bottom.
Type at the
Yeah. So it'll be subtotal of type, because we want to change with every type, and we're summing it, and then what we're adding up is the price.
so basically at each change in is type and add subtotal is price.
Yeah.
And page break between each type.
Yeah.
So page break between groups.
Yeah. So it's just that checkbox. And so now we've got automobile, boat, and recreation vehicle in separate groups.
Okay.
I like tables. I used to do that, or subtotal. I used to do that thing manually, and it's very nice to have something where we'll do it quickly like that.
Yeah.
It also groups everything too.
On the sole worksheet format table, so every row is shaded. Which one? Oh, what I did?
I'm not quite sure what they're asking. Table tools design. Oh, they just want banded rows in there. Okay. I don't know why they didn't just say that. Oh, they did. Every other row is shaded. Okay. They're talking about clicking on the table tools tab comes up, and then banded rows, which make every other row, it'll be white and gray and white and gray.
Oh. So on the sole worksheet format the table so that every other row is shaded. Okay, banded.
Sounds similar to one of the things we did earlier with the left.
So he needs an every column? No.
It doesn't say, but I would have carried it down. I don't know why they didn't say that.
Done.
It's interesting because it's in the table section. It didn't put it in the total rows, just put it in where we had the words in there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I still have the formula in between though. Oh, well.
Mine is yeah, police auction is still red check mark.
Yeah, mine was too. I bet when we get done with the next one, it'll turn green.
Where we have to display the formula?
That's actually going to be under the formulas tab. And it's over towards the right side of it under the formula auditing section. It says show formulas. I use that every once in a while when I want to see what kind of formulas are across the worksheet. Be helpful sometimes, especially if I got the wrong formula in there.
So in that task 3, he just asked us to do dollar sign.
Yeah. Which I did dollar signs, actually defaulted it to accounting, I think.
And points are, we don't have to change any decimals.
I guess not. It doesn't sound like they're having us roll it to whole numbers. Configuration. They could just having us do that switch row and column on this one.
So how can I do that?
I think you just did. Oh, maybe you didn't. Well, there's a button up at the top there that says switch row and column, but also in the view you were in, there was something there too.
So it's row and column.
Yeah. So it just switched it around from,
To x-axis to y-axis.
yeah. That's a handy button. It's easy to switch things around quickly.
What is saying? Without using the new sheet button, move the pie chart on the quarter 2.
So basically on the chart tab at the top under design, way on the right side, there's a button that says move chart.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what they're saying to do. Just not using the new sheet button at the bottom. We're still creating a new sheet.
New sheet, that's it. So on quarter 2 or quarter 2 too.
Order to chart, we're going to call it.
Move chart to new sheet.
Yeah,
That's it.
we're renaming it quarter two or QTR2 chart. And I just named it word quarter. Rename.
Okay. That's it.
I think so.
Oh, I did something wrong, I think.
Is that?
A pie chart or a graph chart?
Oh, I don't know.
Pie
Maybe
chart.
I might have pulled the wrong one. I think I moved the wrong one. I think you might be right.
Yeah, because quarter two chart was a pie chart.
Yeah.
Mobile taco stands for.
Wonder if I can move it back.
No, quarter two.
Oh, two?
Yeah. I don't know.
I'm
I
not
couldn't
sure.
find the quarter two chart.
It's over to the left a little bit from mobile tacos.
Okay.
I think that's the one. I think that's the one they're talking about now.
Yeah. So I did the wrong as well. So
Let's see if we get this right. I'm not sure how it grades things, but since I did it wrong and then corrected it, I hope it'll tell me it's right now, but I don't know if it will or not.
move chart to new sheet.
It's interesting in a table that it carries the formula on down without us doing anything.
Yes. So we have to select.
It's a function called proper, I think. Proper. Which will capitalize the name.
Okay.
But just the first letters. Or first letter. Yeah.
Which one is 3D clustered column?
It's actually, when you click on the little column button and there's a pull down, you can kind of hover over them. It'll be in the 3D section, actually. I think it's the first one.
Okay. Select data. So how can I select it?
It's going to be a split one where we're choosing Friday, but then we're also choosing the names, and I did it wrong.
So what is this colorful plate for?
I think I'm there. Let me get to that.
Change color, okay.
Colorful palette 4.
4, okay. The orange color. Done.
My chart looks slightly different than yours. What do you have at the bottom there?
Which one?
What in the chart? What names do you have at the bottom?
I don't know what I did.
Oh, I see. A little wider range. Yeah, for the chart, you only need from Emilio down to Jock.
Okay.
The names of the people. I thought you had a couple extra bars in there that I didn't quite recognize. Yeah, that looks quite similar to mine.
Yeah.
And I think we're done. So we should grade it.
Summary. Finish test. Oh, 100?
Wow.
We thought I thought I missed something.
I thought I did too. I thought Especially when we were playing, moving the wrong charts around and everything, I thought we'd be in trouble. Well, very good, very good.
Yes.
I didn't see how quickly we did it. I don't know if, I think it says that in one of the sheets. Oh, they said a lot of time was 60 minutes and we did it 58 minutes and 53 seconds.
Okay.
So very good.
Mm-hmm.
So even with a short break to see your son and back, then it was still good.
Okay. So you need a break?
Sure, let's take a little break.
Okay. So at what time I have to back?
Do you want 5 minutes or do you want 10 minutes?
10 minutes is fine.
Okay, 10's fine.
Okay. Hello.
Hi.
So we have to do another test now?
Oh yeah, let's do. But do you want to finish that one that you didn't complete before?
Okay.
I don't think you had a lot left on it though, did you?
I don't remember.
Well, you'll find out as soon as you go into it.
$32.
No, 20 questions.
This is the same question we stuck.
A lot of the questions will probably be very similar because the ones I pulled in for those chapter tests were the same ones that were in the general ones where we had the 60 or 70 questions.
But again, I forgot that what to do.
I'm sorry, what?
Again, I forget that question what I have to do.
Oh, let me come closer because I can't quite see it. Oh, this one, yes.
Yeah. And this should be in parentheses, I think so.
Yeah. Oh, that was good. You remember pretty quick.
Yes. I think this is the same worksheet I'm doing.
Looks pretty familiar.
Yeah. What I have to
You're dividing each person's sales by that total of the 612.
Oh, yeah.
Ah,
Yeah, those are the same, I think so.
yeah. Was this the same test?
I think so.
Yeah.
But this test actually you started as a on last class.
Um, well, you're remembering quite well how to do it now. I think we added bonus pay to column F.
Where?
We added a column for this.
No. And then which one? In the combined cell, especially add a rightmost column. Okay.
Yeah.
And calculate the bonus amount for each salesperson. So this
Yeah, I'm forgetting now too. I was about to look it up. Probably have to scroll down. Oh, that's right. This is the V lookup.
yes. So
Yeah, table array, and then it's going to be column 3.
then that's it.
I think so. Yeah. Elizabeth didn't make much money. She doesn't get a bonus.
Mm. Yeah, this is the same worksheet, I think.
Yeah. This question's a little different because you end up really pulling.
So in this, I have to create a pie chart.
Yeah.
So only representative and sales, right?
I believe so. Yeah. Yeah.
What is this going on? Just like that?
I think so. They wanted some labels. Well,
Yeah.
it worked anyway. I thought they might want numbers in there, but they didn't. It was good enough.
Move the chart to a new version. I just rotate by.
You got a drawing tools tab at the top. I think it might have something there that'll help. The rotate button on the, yeah.
Rotate 90 degree. Right or this one, right?
Yeah.
Modify the pyramid smart art to use the pyramid list.
One of those layouts is called the pyramid list.
Where it is?
Pyramid list.
Oh.
Yeah.
And
then
sunset.
it's going to be a style called sunset scene. So
Where is this?
going to be probably the last one you choose.
Sunset scene. Oh my god.
There you go. I think some of those artistic effects are interesting.
Yeah. But it's hard to find.
Yeah. Watercolor sponge.
And sharpen by 50%.
Yeah.
Where should I have to go?
That'll be under the corrections, I think.
Where? Corrections. Soften. Sharpen. Sharpen.
Sharpen by 50%.
Shift.
Yeah.
It's not.
I think you're maybe one cell too high.
Yeah. It's not doing autofill.
Actually, I think under options, we don't want document properties and tags. I think there's some things to uncheck. Yeah.
Both?
Yeah, I believe so. I suggest you probably want to, well, I don't know, see if that works. Usually I would select the table. That might work there.
I don't know. Yeah.
That worked. Okay.
Otherwise, I don't have to select the table or what?
I think you could maybe just be in the table, any place in the table, and it would allow you to do that.
To remove the comment.
I can tell you've seen that one before too. Very good. Mhm.
So display with green fill. So I have to do custom format.
Yes. That's font. Did you want font or fill?
I have to go back. How can I cancel? And 10,000 display with red border.
Okay.
So how I have to add it?
Actually, it's going to be a separate conditional formatting.
Okay, so first this and then again.
Mm-hmm. This time it's less than 10,000. I think something's wrong with the first one, but I'm not 100% sure. Maybe it's not.
Yeah. So C3 26 conditional formatting value. So text that contain I can or contain value over. Okay. Greater than.
Yeah, greater than, I think.
So this is the green or this is the green?
Actually says green fill and text, which I think was actually one of the default settings.
Which one?
No, go back to the pull down list.
Fill effects. More
No,
colors.
close this box.
Okay.
In the pull down list, there is green fill and dark green text in there. I think that's what it's talking about.
Display with green fill and text. Okay.
Yeah.
Then conditional formatting less than 10,000. Red border.
That looks good.
Yeah.
Very good. Can't do much better than that.
Yeah.
Well, we have about a half hour of time left. Did you want to start another test?
Or we can finish class earlier today.
We could. I'm okay with that if you want to.
Yes, please. Thank you.
All right. Yeah, it sounds like your baby's calling anyway.
Yes.
All right. Well, very
Yeah,
good.
he's under weather actually, so that's why he's very irritating from
Oh,
last night. Yeah.
I'm sorry. It's
It's
too bad.
okay. Yeah. So anyways, thank you. So I have to do chapter 5 from workbook.
Yes, chapter 5 for next time.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye. Take care.